Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be another video part of my yay or nay first impression series on one of the new products that I found at the drugstore. This video has been requested by one of you guys, so thank you so much for the specific request, and here I am to fulfill that request. So for today's video, what I'm going to be testing out is the new Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir foundation, and if we could focus, that would be awesome. There we go. So this is supposed to be a foundation that has vitamins and SPF of 20. It is a lightweight, full coverage makeup that hydrates and includes a complex of SPF 20, like I just said, vitamins, and antioxidants. I picked up the shade 705 Ivory. This was the lightest shade in the range, but it looks a little darker than the other CoverGirl foundation I have. Which is 810 Classic Ivory in the Stay Luminous, and it looks, I don't know if you can tell, but it looks a little bit darker, and this one matches me really, really well. So I thought that was kind of strange just right off the bat that even the lightest shade in the range kind of seems a little bit dark. In my opinion, that's one kind of drawback for CoverGirl foundations that I've personally found. They're not super consistent in their shade ranges, which is why I don't really reach for CoverGirl foundations, but you guys requested it, so here I am delivering the review and first impression of this. So I'm going to do today's video a little bit differently than I did my past yay or nay first impressions videos. I'm going to film my initial first impression on the product and application and all that for you guys here on camera in my room, and then throughout the day I'm not really doing a whole lot. I'm going to go to like the pet store and just run some random errands. Throughout the day, maybe every couple of hours, I'll go ahead and film like an update for you guys on how I feel the foundation has held up, if it's breaking down, if it's separating, oxidizing, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try and do that a little bit differently throughout the day. It's 2:15 right now in the afternoon. I kind of got a late start to filming this, but I should still be able to get a good like 6 or 7 hours wear out of it and be able to update you guys throughout the day. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and apply this foundation. It does have a pump, which is really nice, and it also has a locking mechanism, which is nice too, because I have it locked right now. I can't press it. It won't leak in the cap or anything like that, so I do like that. The bottle is very nice glass, kind of heavy weighted, which is really nice, but it's very pretty. You know, it's not frosted or anything, but it looks really nice. So I also really like the gold at the top of the pump here. So I picked mine up at Walmart. It was on like a little display on like an end cap of my local Walmart. Since it's new, it's not part of like their permanent displays yet. And I believe I paid $9.98 for this at Walmart. And I did see it recently at, where was it? Rite Aid, and it was $11.99. So obviously it's going to be a little pricier at like your CVS's and your like your Walgreens if you have those in your area, or your Rite Aids. But check out Walmart first, and I found it for less than $10. So first things first, I'm actually going to prime my face today since I do want to give this foundation a fair shot. I want to see what it's like with primer, and I always prime my face before I apply foundation. I've actually been doing a routine that I found on Instagram or YouTube, one of those social medias, but I've been doing it every time I wear a full face of makeup. What I'll do is I'll like moisturize my face, obviously prime it, then set it with powder lightly, and then put my foundation on and set it with powder again, and my foundation has been flawless every single time. I'm not going to do that today just because I want to test out the foundation like by itself and see how it wears without me setting, you know, 5 or 6 different layers. I am going to prime my face though. I did already moisturize with my I can't talk today. Elf Illuminating Moisturizer and my L'Oreal Hydrogenous Moisturizer a while ago after I washed my face. So my moisturizer is already set in. So I'm going to take this new product I picked up last night at Walmart, the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Coconut Water Primer Stick. And it looks exactly like my Elf Prep and Hydrate Balm, which if you've seen my April favorites, you know that I absolutely love that. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this a try. It's supposed to minimize your pores and all that fun stuff. But this is not a review of this product. I just grabbed it because it's easier than my other primers. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my face. This smells like a straight up glue stick. I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever. I'm not reviewing this product today. So, just gonna rub that all over and then just kind of press it into my skin. Ugh, this is awkward, but whatever. Okay. So that's good. Skin is nice and tacky, which I guess is a good thing. It'll grip on the foundation really well. And today I'm going to apply half my face with my e.l.f. Blending brush. Yeah, Ultimate Blending Brush, and the other half with my Beauty Blender. And see the difference, if there's any difference in coverage or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2.5 pumps on the back of my hand and put that to the side. So here you can see it's a lot darker than my hand, but when you test a foundation, you're not supposed to judge it based on the color match on the back of your hand. You're supposed to actually kind of test it right here on your jawline to see if it will match like your neck and your face. But right off the bat, it's a little darker. Like I said, it looked darker in the bottle, but it's the lightest shade in the range. So, I mean, we'll see. It's very thick, and let's just roll with it. I'm going to just dot it on my face. Oh, you know what? That's actually not bad. I don't know if you can tell, but that's not too bad. So I'm just going to dot it. I have my mirror over here. That's why I'm like looking to the side awkwardly. My face is super red today. I think because I exfoliated with my microdermabrasion cream. My face was just kind of like, excuse me. That was a little rough today. I wasn't really expecting that. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. I guess I can test the true coverage of this foundation. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the right half of my face with my brush. Oh yeah, that's so orange. Oh my gosh. Ugh. No. I knew that was going to happen. I don't think you can tell on camera, but this is super orange, you guys. Ugh. Great. I am super, super pale, and like that's year round. I don't tan in the summer. I try not to expose my, oh crap, my face to too much sun. I wear a lot of sunscreen on my face, or like, SPF BB cream. So I really don't tan. So my face and like my whole body is always pale. So I'm usually the same color year round, like lightest shade of foundations and stuff. So that kind of stinks that the lightest shade is super orange on me. If I tanned, that'd be different, but I don't. And that really didn't do a whole heck of a lot, honestly. At least with the brush. I'd say it did diminish some of my redness here a little bit, but not anything too dramatic. And it's not blending super, super well into like my hairline here. I doubt you guys can tell, but yeah, you can kind of see how orange it is. Maybe, I don't know. Sorry, my lighting sucks today because it's all gloomy outside. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm gonna go ahead in with the left side of my face and my Beauty Blender and see how that works. The shade match, like I said, really is not the greatest. So I feel like if it applies like this dark now, it's going to oxidize on me, and I'm going to look like a pumpkin. So thank God I'm not really going anywhere today. I don't have anybody to impress for once. Well, I never have to impress anybody, but, you know. Alright, so I definitely feel like the Beauty Blender gave it a lot better coverage. It looks a lot smoother with the Beauty Blender. I know I look super shiny, but it's from that Luminous moisturizer. You can kind of see how much more coverage I got out of the Beauty Blender. It blended in a lot better than this side. This side you can still see my freckles and stuff poking through, but this side, at least in person, it looks a lot better. I'm just going to go down my neck again. So, I mean, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. Like, I feel like this side of my left side of my face has a lot less discoloration and imperfections than my right. But it definitely applied better with the Beauty Blender than the sponge. It blended better. So, yep, I knew it. It's clinging to my dry patches. And I've heavily exfoliated and moisturized, so that's not a good sign. Not a good sign. I don't know, maybe it was just the stupid primer stick that I used. I should have used my normal primer, like my hydrating, or my Nivea Men's Post-Shave Balm, and my Milani one, but whatever. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a second coat, and normally I would not do this, but I want to see if it builds up for you guys, for those of my girls who like a full coverage, a full beat cake face. I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat just for, you know, pure testing purposes. And I got it in my hair. All right. So this is definitely a tackier foundation. And again, this could be the primer, so that might be my own fault. But just putting it on my face itself, it feels a lot tackier. So I'm going to just finish my entire face with the Beauty Blender just because I don't like the coverage it gave with my brush. And this is the brush I've been reaching for. Whoops, sorry. The brush I've been reaching for a lot with my foundations lately instead of my my flat, like, artiste kind of brush. So I'm just going to go and pat in the second layer with my Beauty Blender. Whoops. Nose ring fell out. That's good. I'm a hot mess today, guys. It's going to be my most crazy video ever. But that's cool. That's just me. If you don't like me, don't watch me. Okay. Yeah, definitely buildable. With that second layer on the side of the face where I did my brush, or I used a brush, it definitely provided a lot more coverage for my discoloration and my freckles. So that's good. It definitely is clinging to my dry patches, so a second layer probably wasn't the smartest idea for me, but I wanted to test it out and see if it was buildable. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have like a nice orange line. I don't know if you guys can see it, but oh man, this color, ugh. Like, it's not the worst. I mean, it makes me look nice and tan, but I guess once I put more of my other makeup on, it'll be okay. So yeah, I definitely do not like the color. And now that I'm taking a closer look, this clings and accentuates my, like, baby hairs on my lip and my chin. And there's no way you're guys are going to see that on camera, but it, yeah, that's not a good time. Ugh. The heck? Yeah, that's almost like what my Born This Way foundation does. It clings to, like, my baby hairs and peach fuzz on my face, and I don't like that look. But I mean, no one's gonna be like all up in my face like that saying, "Oh, look at your foundation on your baby hairs," but I know it's accentuating it, so it bothers me. But that's just me. But it feels tacky on the face, which I guess isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's just not a feeling that I particularly like. It looks smooth with the Beauty Blender, like I said. The coverage is really buildable, which is really nice. And I like the finish of it, the way it looks, minus the accentuating, like, my, baby hairs. But it's definitely kind of a glow from within look. You can kind of see the way the light bounces off my face, and my lighting's not the greatest today, so I apologize. But yeah, I mean, first impressions, I can already tell that it's oxidizing. It's turning a lot darker and more orange around my neck area, no matter how much I, like, bounce it into my skin. So that's kind of a negative right off the bat. If you're going to use this foundation, I would definitely recommend using a Beauty Blender or any type of blending sponge that you use rather than a brush, or at least not this kind of a brush. It might work better with other foundation brushes that you use. By all means, go for it. But just with my first impression, I definitely prefer the Beauty Blender, like I've said before, over a brush. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup. Like I said, I'm not going to do anything too crazy. I might just set this very, very lightly with a translucent powder just to get rid of that tackiness, because I don't like that feeling. And I'm going to feel like I'm like melting throughout the day. And then just kind of do some concealer, and that's about it. So I will be right back. And yeah, I'll see you in just a second. Alright guys, I'm back. So like I said, I really wasn't doing anything too crazy with my makeup. What I did is I just took a very, very light layer of my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and just set my face, and it still feels tacky. Not as tacky as it did with the foundation by itself, but definitely has a little bit of a tack to it, but again, not as bad as it was before I put my powder on. Just did a little bit of concealer, a little bit of liquid matte eyeshadow, some mascara that I'm trying out as well, and then some setting spray. So semi everyday, very plain makeup. I didn't do any eyeliner because I have another video coming up with a hack for that, so stay tuned for that video. So yeah, again, I'm not the biggest fan right off the bat of the finish of it, how it feels. It looks nice for the most part, other than just the little bit of blending issues I had towards my hairline from the brush. It looks nice because it has like that little bit of glow. It kind of lets some of my natural glow seep through. The color match is not the best. The feel of it is very tacky, but it looks okay. I'm going to test it out for the next couple hours throughout the day. It's about 2:30 right now, so I'm going to start you know, just doing some cleaning and going out running some errands. I'm going to film another video here in a second, and I will check in with you guys and add the footage later on about my thoughts, maybe every 3 hours or so, and then give you my final thoughts on the video in my last check-in. So yeah, I will see you guys throughout the day, and that's all I got really for now. So I'll check in with you guys in a couple hours, let you know how I like it, if it's wearing off, if it's oxidizing even more, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Alright you guys, so it's about 5:30 or so right now. So it's been about 3 hours or so since I've applied the foundation. You know, I gotta say that you can't always judge by your first impression. I'm the first to admit that. I still don't necessarily care for the feel of it, but the more that, despite the color being very off, the more that I look at it, I like the way it looks on my skin, even though it does cling a little bit, like right here to my dry patches. I do like the way the finish is. I think what I do for the next time I apply this foundation is I would go and mix in either a lighter color foundation that I know matches me perfectly, or get like a foundation mixer that I know, what is it? I believe NYX makes, and mix that in with it just to kind of fix the color and lighten it a little bit, so maybe it wouldn't oxidize as bad. It didn't oxidize terribly, but you can still, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to tell, but you can still kind of see there's, you know, a real distinct line between the foundation and like the color of my neck. Again, I'm like super pale year round, so there's no true way to really avoid that with me personally, despite no matter how much I blend. So the color match isn't perfect, and it's, like I said, it's the lightest in their collection. So if you're pale skin, like myself, the color selection isn't going to be the greatest, but you can make it work if you're really determined to, if you like the formula of this foundation. So overall, I'm going to have to say that this is kind of a yay, but also a nay. I don't think I'd be wearing this all the time. I may or may not keep it or give it to my sister to try. So it's a yay, but with stipulations. You kind of have to make it work for your skin, but it's lasted, it's been over like 3 hours since I put it on. It hasn't really faded too much. It settles into my nose pores a little bit weird, and oxidized slightly, like I mentioned earlier, but nothing too dramatic to make me want to just wipe it all off and start from scratch. So yeah, I would go ahead and give this like a middle thumbs up, if that makes sense, as far as my final thoughts on the foundation. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and this hopefully helps you guys decide if you want to try the foundation or not. Again, this is just my opinion. If it works better for you and you find your perfect shade, that's awesome. Congratulations. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I look forward to doing more first impressions for you guys. Keep the comments coming and the suggestions of things that you want to see. I do have another purchase I'm going to be making in the next couple days of a new bundle that's going to be coming out from Wet n Wild. Stay tuned for an unboxing and first impressions on those products if I can get my hands on it. But other than that, I would love to hear what you guys think. Give me any suggestions of products that you would like to see me test out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later. Bye.